Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video here with Hustle Buddies, where we share tools, tips, and advice for Amazon sellers. Now in today's video, I'm going to be going over my top 10 reasons why I love Inventory Lab, sort of the top features that we use it for, that we really appreciate the tool for, and why it's pretty much our most recommended beginning subscription tool for folks who are starting to sell on Amazon. All right, stay tuned. All right, so as I said, we're going to be going over everything that we love about Inventory Lab, all the different features that we use it for, and all of that. Now, I do want to say at the very end of this video, we have a pretty exciting announcement. So if you do watch all the way to the end, there is going to be some good stuff in there for you, so make sure you stay tuned all the way there. So without further ado, let's dive into the first reason why we love Inventory Lab. So listing is the #1 reason why we love Inventory Lab. It just streamlines this process so much. I remember when we were first starting and we were trying to list things through Seller Central, and they would always ask us all these questions, then we had to back out so we didn't make a shipment and all of that. It got very confusing. Okay, this streamlines that whole process. So when you are going to list something, just go up here, list, and prep. You would have to, if you're just starting this for the first time, you would have to create a new batch. We've already got our little test batch over here. And then you would simply scan in your UPC. Or if you don't have the UPC, you type it in by name. So let's say that you are trying to sell a can of tuna, okay? You can type in tuna. This will pull up all of the different options, or at least most of the different options. And you can select which one you want. So let's just pretend like we've got, how about this one, this Star-Kissed Albacore pack of 8. And I have actually sold, not this one, but I sold one of the other ones on the past page. All right. So here's this Sun-Kissed tuna pack of 8. Right now it's selling for $33. Sorry if this is your replan, guys. I'm not trying to out anybody. I doubt that that's very profitable because this is actually pretty expensive for the pack of 8. But plus there's all the fees involved. So anyways, so listing is just so streamlined because everything is here in one page. You don't need to mess around with the different screens. It will automatically assume that this does not have a battery. It will automatically assume this is not hazmat. And now, of course, you can change this if it does in fact have a battery or if it is hazmat. Yeah, absolutely. You mark how many you have. So let's say you have 10 of these. You can put your price. Let's pretend like we paid $17 for this. I think that's probably a reasonable price. Okay. And then over here, you can match your price to the FBA. They show the FBA offer and the FBM offer and used if there is such a listing for that. So FBA, $33. We bought it for $17. We sell it for $33. Oh, there actually is a little bit of profit there, about 25% ROI. And it breaks all of this down for you. You can see your estimated net profit. You can see your estimated ROI. This is just, it's so simple. It cuts out so much of like the mental math and all of that, okay? So listing is the #1 reason why we love it. The second big reason is just how easy it is to print things. When you're trying to print with your thermal printer from Seller Central, you have to do a couple workarounds. Usually you have to like download some extensions, things like that to make it really work well. With Inventory Lab, everything is just integrated perfectly. You don't have to mess around with anything. You just input everything that you want. You press add to batch and out pops your label. It's that simple. We've actually done another video about that. I'm going to try and link that over at the top right of this video. You should see a little text bar that appears. That will show you the exact process of like listing and printing things with Inventory Lab using a Rollo printer. But you can use a Dymo, you can use a Zebra, you can use whatever thermal printer that you have. Works just fine. All right, so printing the labels is #2. #3 is the expiration date. Okay, so for something like this where it is tuna, okay, I want to list the expiration date. Amazon requires that, so I'm going to put the expiration date. Let's say that this expires 8/19 of 2021, okay? And you're going to have to click this little eyeball to actually show that. Now, what's going to happen when I press add to batch, it's going to print out all 10 of these labels with my MSKU and all of that, And at the bottom of that same label, it will show the expiration date. This is exactly what Amazon wants. Some people read, I know it's a little bit confusing when you're reading Amazon about expiration dates. Some people think that they need to print like a separate sticker in 36-point font. That's not actually correct. Amazon does mention this, and they talk about it inside like a random Seller University video, but for some reason or another, they didn't update or change like the page that talks about what you have to do. So don't worry, you don't have to print in 36-point font. You just put the expiration date here. It all prints on one label. Bing, bing, boom. You're done. Okay? It's way simpler than a lot of people think that it might be. All right? So the ease of expiration date adding. Number 4 is how simple it is to keep track of everything. So if you guys saw earlier, you put your cost. So my cost for this, let's say, I'll make it more exact. Let's say $17.99, okay? So right off the bat, it tells you all of like the initial estimated information. So if it actually sells for $33.98, like it says right there, and if I actually paid $17.99 for it, then this is going to be my net profit per unit, or a 19% ROI, okay? When stuff actually sells, this will update in your accounting screens and your report screens. So you can pull up like your profit and loss, inventory valuation, supplier profitability. You can see your FBA sales, all of that. All of this data is shown for you. I know we've seen this question, again, at least 5 times in the past week of people asking, how do I keep track of my items? How do I know I'm actually making money? Okay. There's 2 ways of doing it. Either you do it manually with Excel and you spend a lot of time manually tracking when something sold, how much in fees you paid, how much you paid for it, and all of that, and you do that all yourself in an Excel sheet, or you get Inventory Lab and Inventory Lab just does it automatically for you, and you basically don't do anything. You set it and forget it. As long as you are inputting your cost for the unit, everything else is taken care of. There's not other settings you have to fiddle with or think about, okay? All right, so that is our next thing that we absolutely love about Inventory Lab. Number 5, the 5th reason why we love Inventory Lab, and again, some people might be thinking, Nate, you haven't looked at any of these other screens. That's because this is so streamlined. 95% of what you're going to be using this for is right here on this screen inside of the list and prep section. They've just streamlined it so much. Everything is right here exactly where you want it to be. You don't need to click around to a bunch of different places, okay? So right here, the supplier section, I absolutely love this. I'm sort of a data nerd, and the reason why I love this supplier thing is because I can mark what store I purchase things from. So maybe I got this from Walmart, or maybe I got it from Target, or maybe I got it from, I'm in Florida, so we've got a store, Publix, down here, okay? So let's say I bought this from Publix. It keeps track of all of that. And so later on, when I'm looking at my data, I can go up here to the reports, go to supplier profitability, and I can see which stores I'm having the most actual profit at and which stores I'm not profiting as much as I thought. Now, most of my buys initially, they will look like good buys to me. But I mean, you know, it's not always best case scenario. So by looking at this data afterwards, you can see maybe there's a store, for example, maybe you're buying a lot of toys on clearance from Walmart. And so you're putting the supplier as Walmart, or maybe you're putting Toys Walmart, okay? And you notice, it's like, oh, you know, I buy things that are really good, but then when I look at my accounting, I see that my supplier profitability for Toys Walmart is actually like 5% ROI on average, or maybe it's negative 20% ROI on average, and they're not really selling that well. Well, maybe that's because other people are also buying those same Walmart toys and they're tanking the price. I mean, that's pretty common with clearance items. If it's available countrywide, everyone is going to jump on it and everyone's going to tank the price. Okay, it's just the nature of supply and demand. But this supplier profitability section has taught me so much about what stores I need to be spending more time at. And the stores that I might spend more time at are probably different than the stores that you need to spend more time at, because I live in Orlando and you probably live somewhere else. And so maybe your Walmart clearance is great, or maybe your Kohl's section is great, or maybe your TJ Maxx is awesome, whereas maybe mine isn't as awesome. So it's like, okay, for me, maybe I'm focusing on Burlington Coat Factory instead of TJ Maxx, and then you would be flip-flopped. But you don't know that unless you're looking at your data, which is why I absolutely love this supplier profitability tag and why I use it for all of my items. All right, number 6. We've actually moved over here to the Research and Scout tab. So I'll walk you guys through this. Research and Scout, I typed in tuna again. We're just using that same example. Once we pull it up, we'll select the one that we were looking at. So it's this, I believe it's this one, yeah. And from here, this shows you a ton of data, and you can sort of get a fee timeline. This is something that I like to look at, or your storage fee timeline, okay? I mean, right off the bat, you can see like all the expenses and everything broken down. Now, most of this is automatic anyways. I don't usually look at this. That's not a huge deal. This section, I actually really like. I don't have this in my notes, but the history section, I was going to touch on this a little bit later, but you can see if you've ever purchased an item and your personal sales history for that. This is super useful if you're going to go deep into something. Maybe there's like a bra sale, for example, and you purchased some stuff in the past and you're not sure how deep to go, and you look and you see, oh, I sold 10 of those over this past year. I'm going to buy a bunch more. Okay, so that's super useful. This is the fee timeline that I am talking about. So you can see here, let's say we put our cost per unit at $17.99 and we list it for $33, okay? So this will actually break down the storage fees and all of that, and oh, that must have changed. Yeah, so this I don't think actually is a good deal. Let's pretend like we paid a little bit less just for the sake of nice looking graphs. All right, there we go. So let's say you paid $13.99 for this at a Walmart. Okay, so you can see if you sell it immediately, your profit is going to be $7.45. The longer it goes, you see that profit after storage fee number going down. All right, and this is when long-term storage fees start kicking in. Once you hit like that 12-month mark, that's really when they start to hit you. So if I buy this product and we assume that the price never tanks, it always remains at $33.98, just based on the sales velocity, I need to make sure that I sell it before October of next year, of 2021, in order to be profitable, okay? So you can see this graph and the yellow graph. This is the storage fees going up and my profit going down as the storage fees goes up. All right, so super cool stuff. A lot of people ask, well, how do you know, like, what do you do if something doesn't sell? How long do you wait? This is a great place to check that, this storage fee estimator. Again, assuming that the price remains the same. If the price is tanking, well, then just run your numbers again. Let's say the price tanks to 29. Okay, well, you can run your numbers again. And now it's like, ooh, I actually have to sell this by July, or the price tanks even more. Let's say the price tanks down to $21. It's like, okay, well, now that's actually below my buy cost. Either I need to liquidate this and cut my losses, or I need to prepare to hold on to this for a while and hope that that price comes back up. Okay, so the fee timeline is huge for us. All right. The next thing that we love, number 7 on our list, is the profit and loss statement. Okay, now anyone who runs an Amazon business, I don't even care how big it is, if you're just starting as a hobby or whatever, you should be using an accountant, okay, for a number of reasons. First, an accountant can do your personal taxes, and he's going to save you way more money than you trying to DIY it. My time is worth a lot of money, and so I might think, and I used to do my own taxes. I used to think, oh yeah, I'm saving money by doing my own taxes, but that is not the case. My time is worth a certain amount of money. Let's say you're not like super skilled at Amazon and your time is still worth money. You could be like driving for Uber, for example. Let's say you make, I don't know, $15 an hour driving for Uber. Well, so your baseline like cost of your time is $15. So you should probably be hiring out your taxes, because it's going to take you, I don't know, 10 hours of like researching all the different loopholes and things that you can use and trying to compile everything. Just get an accountant and have them do it. When you get an accountant, and this is, we're coming back to Inventory Lab, when you get an accountant, you're going to need to print off your profit and loss statement at the end of the year. Now I'm going to show a picture up here on the screen so I can blur out all of our personal information, but this profit and loss statement shows you everything that you need to know over the entire year. This is pretty much the only thing that we need to give to our accountant at the end of the year. We just hand him the piece of paper and he does the rest from there, okay? There's not a whole lot else that we need to include here. As long as you kept good records and you had like your cost of goods, and you can input other expenses. So in this other expenses tab here at the top, you can input things like, what did you pay for boxes and tape over the whole year? Or what did you pay if you paid sales tax on things? You can add that there as well. All right. So just give that profit and loss statement, print it out, give it to your accountant, and you're done. This saves me so much time. I mean, I don't think I can quantify that. At least 20 hours, if not more. I mean, this would take me a solid week to do my own stuff if I was trying to do it, and I'd be pulling out my hair. Okay, so one button takes me 10 seconds, and you're good. Okay. The next thing that we really like, and again, I'll show you guys some pictures of this, is the total in-stock valuation, so your inventory valuation. This is a good way to judge where you're at. How much do you have? What is your sell-through rate? Like, are you selling 1% of your inventory per day? Are you selling 0.1% of your? Are you selling 10% of your inventory every day? So where are you at on the spectrum? How are you doing there, and all of that? Some people like to put goals for themselves. So let's say you have a 1% per day sell-through rate and you want to make $1,000 a day. Okay, well, you're going to need to have $100,000 in stock in order to sell $1,000 per day, assuming a 1% sell-through rate. Okay, and you can get all those numbers. Again, this is like the data nerd in me coming out. You can find your own data and you can calculate all of this stuff out for yourself once you have the data, and Inventory Lab just does this for you. It's so simple. Okay? All right. Now let's go to number 9 on our list. Now, number 9, if you are a part of our Facebook group, which, by the way, you should join if you haven't, facebook.com/groups/hustlebuddies. Go check it out. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Okay? But over on the Facebook group, we see people all the time posting sales screenshots, not just of like their monthly sales, but of a shipment. And people are like, oh, how did you get that screen? How does it say like what your total buy cost was for this shipment, what the total sales value is, what the total like net profit is, all of that. And again, I'm posting a picture up here on the screen, but you can see all that right here. It's super simple. You get a great like high overview of what each of your shipments looks like, so you know if you're on track. If you know, it's like, oh, you know, actually our net profit on that was kind of low, I should probably fix that next time. Okay, so it gives a great overview, and we absolutely love that total shipment value screen at the end of the shipment. And you get that as soon as you press submit on a shipment, that screen will pop up. All right. That brings us to the 10th reason why we love Inventory Lab. The 10th reason is we love Scoutify too. All right, that might be a little bit confusing, but the truth is Inventory Lab owns an app called Scoutify 2. Scoutify 2 is the main app that we use to scan things in stores. Now, if you are a beginner, you don't need to worry about getting any special apps or anything like that. Just use your Amazon seller app, and that works just fine. Once you get going, you're probably going to want something that has a little more functionality, that shows you a little bit more data, it's a little bit easier to navigate, and it integrates with things like Keepa. Okay? That's where Scoutify 2 comes in. So I'm going to throw a picture up on the screen of what Scoutify 2 looks like. But you can see when you scan something, you see the FBA offers, you see the new offers, the used offers, you can estimate your profit, you can input your cost of goods, you can click on that history tab, and you can see if you have ever purchased this item before, and you can see how much you sold it for in the past. You can integrate this with Keepa. So if you go down at the bottom, click on this button, pulls up this, you see Keepa right there in the middle. Press Keepa and it pulls up that item. You don't have to like retype the UPC or anything. It just automatically pulls that data over as long as you have integrated Keepa with Scoutify 2. Now you will have to get a Keepa subscription to make that work, but most of us have that already. So I'm gonna assume that you do, all right? So Scoutify 2 is fantastic. We absolutely love it. It's the main thing I'm using when I'm sourcing. And that brings us to, unfortunately, the only thing that we dislike about Inventory Lab and Scoutify 2, okay? And I hope that Inventory Lab watches this video and watches all the way to the end to listen to the one thing that I dislike. The only thing that I dislike about Scoutify 2 is it does not pull up ghosted listings, okay? If you don't know what that is, we've got like a Kohl's flipping course. We go into how to find ghosted listings and why they're such a gold mine, but fortunately Scoutify 2 does not show them. We talk about this in our Facebook group as well if you're not sure what that is. All right, those are the 10 things that we love and the one thing that we don't like about Inventory Lab and Scoutify. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I said we had something exciting to share at the end. So congratulations, those of you who have watched this far. We do have some exciting news for you guys of a way that you can actually make money for yourself to continue buying more inventory, all right? As many of you know, we have put out a really in-depth Kohl's masterclass. Now, most of you guys that are watching this have probably already taken it, and we had like 500 students go through this thing already. All right, so it's been, I think it actually beat our grocery webinar as our most popular class. More people have taken that, and everyone's just going crazy about it, like how much content, how much they were able to learn, and they're sharing it with their friends. We've gotten tons of messages privately like, hey, my friend such and such was just telling me about this Kohl's course that you put on. Where's the link for that? Or, oh, such and such was telling me how great this is. Can I get more info about it? All right. And that's great. We really love when you guys spread things like that. I mean, that's how we thrive, is through word of mouth. And we want to take that up another level, okay? We want to reward you guys for recommending us. So we've launched the Hustle Buddies affiliate program. So if you go over to our website, hustlebuddiesofficial.com, that'll be in the description below as well. And you look up at the top, there's going to be a section for the affiliate program to sign up for that. So if you sign up for that, we've got a competition going on right now. I'll sort of talk just really briefly about the different prizes, but basically, if you can make some qualifying purchases, so for example, the first one, if you get 5 friends, or maybe you have a YouTube channel, or maybe you have a blog or an email list or something like that you can push this out to. If you get 5 people to sign up, I will give you lifetime access to all of our classes and courses completely for free for the rest of your life. Like all the different classes and things that we put out, both in the past and in the future, you just get all of that if you can get 5 people to sign up. All right, so that's a pretty easy goal. I think a lot of people can hit that. Now, if you can get 15 people to sign up, I will send you a $200 gift card to Kohl's, or I will buy you a brand new Rolo, okay? We just came up with the Kohl's class, so I wanted to give like a Kohl's gift card. Makes sense to me, all right? If you are really pushing it, maybe you have your own like content place, you have a blog or something like that, and you get 40 people to sign up, I will personally pay for a year of Inventory Lab for you, just like this video. You can get a free year of Inventory Lab if you just get 40 people to sign up, all right? And then the final one, if you're like going crazy, maybe you have a Facebook group or you've got like an established channel, something like that, and you get 100 people to sign up, I will give you $1,200 in cash. I'll just send it over to your bank, all right? So those are the prizes. And then down at the bottom, we're actually doing a raffle along with this, so everyone can earn that. So if we have 10 people who all sell 40 signups, for example, 10 people are going to get a free year of Inventory Lab. Okay, there's no limit on those. You get whatever bracket you can reach. Okay. Now, if we have cumulatively 500 signups, we're going to raffle off a 3 to 7 day, depending on what your vacation looks like. I would love for it to be 7, but not everyone has 7 days of vacation. 3 to 7 days of a Disney cruise anywhere in the world. We will pay for it for 2 people. You can go wherever, all right, and we will pay for that cruise. And the way that the raffle is going to work is once we hit that number of 500, everyone who has had at least 1 qualified affiliate sign up is going to get 1 raffle ticket. So everyone has like an equal chance of winning, whether you had a million people sign up or just 1 person sign up. You've got equal chances. So everyone is entered as long as they've gotten 1. And we will randomly draw one of those names, and that person will get to go on a 7-day cruise with their spouse or significant other or brother, sister, mom, whoever, all right? So we'll pay for that for 2 people. We're really excited about that. We grow, again, from word of mouth. So we're trying to push that out more. We would love other content creators to jump on this and push this out. And we're happy to do interviews or Q&A sessions with your subscribers, with your readers if you want. And we're also happy even if you don't have a platform, you just want to share this with some of your friends, that's awesome. Or maybe you want to post in like other similar groups. I know we've had a lot of people in like the FI groups come over, or the Dave Ramsey groups come over. If you want to talk about like, oh yeah, I took this Kohl's course and 2 months later I'm making $20,000 a month. Like, that's amazing. You should be telling people that. And then you should be getting paid to tell people about how great the class was. All right. So make sure to check that out and sign up for the affiliate link. Thank you so much, guys. Those of you who have already been just raving about this to all your friends without getting paid, we appreciate it, but we do want to pay you. All right. So make sure to head over there. We will see you out there, guys. Hustle on.